tumultuous yet utterly riveting 2018 NFL season, and it all comes to a close here tonight as we welcome you to Super Bowl 53 from two-year-old Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
All right, here we go. Blue
Jackson,
90.
the man in motion
Blue
right.
90. No.
Motion.
In motion
Back
left,
99
that's
Philly.
Jackson.
Here we go.
Who do you want?
Leopard.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Kevin Coleman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Tight right.
Set. Blue 90. All right, now look at Detroit. No. Check. Patriots.
Run again with Coleman. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Run. Hey, all day, baby, all day. Get nowhere. There we go. That's the way to hit.
Here's Coleman. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's right, baby.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Looking for the out route. It's complete to Macklin. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Detroit. Here we go now. All right, here we go. John Green.
Coleman. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football.
Long day.
I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Day, fellas.
Here we go now.
Woo, defense, let's
Detroit.
go.
No. Check. Patriot.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Well, if the coaching... Good job upstairs. They'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
Got double tight.
Over. Let's go.
Jackson, the man in motion left.
319.
Hey, watch number 5.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive. And normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them
No.
for a loss.
Check. Patriot.
complete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So they come into enemy territory. Nice drive to start the game, but they probably wanted 6. They only got 3.
I agree with you totally. That's the expectation. When you get the ball and you start moving it and you're rolling, you think you're going to end up in the end zone. But they should be happy with the 3. A good way to get things going here in this game.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Hurry up, here we go.
Carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Strong left. Strong left.
This is on 2nd down. Only a yard on the pickup. And now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Here we go now. Black 99 Philly, here we go.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he started.
O'Donnell, he's on the punt as he gets this one away. Now here's Ross. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3 points?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at 56.
That one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super
Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
I'm coming.
Set. Blue 90.
Come.
Blue 90.
They'll roll now out of the gun. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also, I like the runners getting this too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Looking deep here for Matt. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
And just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
And defensively going with a dime set, 6 DBs on 3rd and 4.
Hey. 4 down.
And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
All right, here we go.
To do, especially early in the game like that.
Now, watch it now, Barney. Detroit!
Shift together here from the defense. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Check 99.
Go!
he'll look to throw again. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 2nd down and 4.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
Let's go. Back
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any offense nowadays.
Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis back with you as it's Bears football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Tight end's Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo. Tight end's on the Ringo.
Trubisky with the give to Howard.
down.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
They go with Howard again. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation.
Here we go.
That's almost a tendency breaker.
First down, they run with Howard. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Tight end left.
No. Check. Watch you now, Barney.
3 down.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky.
36.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
All right, here we go.
And they'll send a slot in motion left. They begin the drive with Coleman. Nice move at the 40. Gets through, and now an opening. The 40. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Tevin Coleman, 68 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football. We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really, at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now, as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more.
Now let's go.
Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And Sylvester's coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it a second down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball to the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies work. They can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal.
That's it, baby. That's it. Two times.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
All right, here we go.
It's Coleman here. And he'll get in. Touchdown,
Check 3.
Baltimore. Tevin Coleman, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
Right there.
And always a good first half when you can get pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership
Hey,
really comes into
We got
play.
right.
How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you have your fun? All right,
Throw it out the window.
yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Gun! Here we go.
On second down, here's Trubisky. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to
All
the
right, now,
ball.
lucky 56.
Every
Lucky
snap.
56.
Another nice job there to force the conversion.
Third down, this is Howard.
Run.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively.
Yeah, baby.
And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now. On for his second. They're going to take it from deep in their own territory. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So 1:55 to go in the first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this.
Strong right.
And they're
Here
going
we
to
go
go
now.
soft. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Defense.
On first down, Trubisky. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Howard. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss it open field.
Now Trubisky on first down.
Double up. He's coming, double up.
And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Let's go!
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up the third down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Bears on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9.
Now let's go!
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, 4th down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync. It shows on the scoreboard.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for that.
Here we go! Blue 90!
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
No, check, Patriot! No, check, Patriot! Gun!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Detroit! Detroit!
Lucky!
They'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
3 down.
Let's go! Over! Leopard! Hurry up, here we go! Watch you now, Barney!
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. First and goal from the 5.
Ohio! 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 Come on, Ohio!
Watch out. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Ohio! Ohio!
Shit.
Ohio!
This is Coleman. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Tevin Coleman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead.
And that's a lead as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
All right, now, look at me.
Howard to begin the drive. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Detroit!
Tight right. Solo out there. Check the outside.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Look defensively. Again, it's Howard. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. So we've come upon halftime here in Super Bowl 53 as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams.
Green 39! Green 39!
The second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Hey,
yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Trubisky will throw. His throw incomplete. Cameron Meredith, the intended target. And now it's second down.
So I haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't like a target that size. I mean, that's a big, tall receiver, and somehow he missed him anyway.
Yeah, tempting to just put it out there for him to go get it, but dangerous throw and not on target.
Yeah, sometimes even a receiver with that type of catch radius can't haul them in if they're not accurate.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The Bears on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far.
Here we go, Nick.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to Meredith. A gain of 19, picking up the first.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out.
Here we go.
Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, 40 yards. And the Bears get a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster.
Got double tight. Double tight.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Joker.
In motion left, that's
All right,
Jackson.
now look at 56.
Go,
Leopard!
go.
Leopard!
They run with Logan. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Double tight.
Here we go now. 3-19.
This time to the tailback. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to
Watch
recover
tight
it
end.
for his squad.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Hurry up, here we go.
Wide. Get wide.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes.
Run.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Tevin Coleman with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight. And the Ravens will hold on to their lead. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Hey, touchdown! Woo! That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little
Let's
bounce in
go.
their step.
Green
after scoring that
39.
first
Green
touchdown.
39.
And that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A huge play there for Chicago. 46 yards.
Watch left.
Here we go now. Watch you now, Barney.
First, they go right back to Howard.
Check 6 guy.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw
Hurry
it
up, here we
because
go.
it's wide
Blue
open.
United.
Other coaches said, you know something? They're stopping it. That big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
And inside the 20 before
No,
he's
no,
brought
no,
down.
check, Patriot.
Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another first down.
That coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. Good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they? Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's...
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at
Watch
the
you
line
now,
of
Barney.
scrimmage.
Barney.
back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
And there's a nice stop for the defense.
Watch it
They
now,
had a
Barney,
tough
Barney.
time containing this guy all game long. But maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Blitz! Blitz! Run!
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad.
Leopard!
There's more coming.
Leopard!
There's more coming.
Hurry up, here we go. 3, 9.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Hey, we are
Blue
Now
90.
contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
double tight, guys, double
Black
tight.
99 Philly. Here we go.
Alert, alert.
Here we go.
Detroit!
Detroit.
Possibly not anticipation. Here's the line sandwiches together. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right
Yeah,
now.
baby. Boom.
Six yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down.
Detroit. Detroit.
Hey, turn it up.
Now let's go. No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
They don't want
It's a
it,
7-yard gain
fellas.
there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Keep playing hard,
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Detroit!
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth so far. 4
All right, here
plays
we
in
go.
this drive, all 4. And he'll give it here to his running back.
Watch the slack, watch
Runs
the
over.
slack. Watch the slack.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Go.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
Get out of here, man.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh
Watch tight
set.
end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. 4 down, 4 down.
Hurry up, hurry up.
4 down.
This time to the tailback. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Okay, baby,
The
I'm
4th
thinking.
quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7.
Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
Double
Now
tight.
let's go. 3, 9.
We got 4.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Safety's creeping.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Watch you now, Barney. Now let's go.
That's Coleman, and he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Go, 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 run,
Brandon,
run,
the defense
run.
just simply can't get off the field on third
Yeah,
down.
baby.
We all know how
Yeah,
important
baby.
that down is for both sides
Hurry
of
up,
the
here we
ball.
go. Leopard,
You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
Differences in this game. Third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Okay, come on. We got 4.
And in
We
this
got 4.
situation with the lead,
go, fellas.
fourth
We got 4
quarter,
down. Let's
they're
go.
liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take,
tight end's right.
puts a
Watch
little
tight
bit
end.
more pressure on your big
Here we
offensive
go.
line.
Leopard,
Hey,
Detroit.
hey.
All right, now, look at 56.
They'll run it down out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Call it about a gain of 3. They'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle. That wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out
Blue,
themselves.
over. Detroit.
No. You better bring it.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
31.
Blue 90.
Now Flacco not happy with the play they called. He's going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now they try the right side here. Got the first down here inside the 30. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. That's good for a Raven first down. 15 yards there. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Down to the 25. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Baby. Get him, boys. Get him, boys. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Leopard. No. Check. Patriot.
Running back. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends,
Three
they're
down.
usually
Hey,
big,
fellas, we
big
got 3.
people.
Let's
Because
go.
they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5
Back that
on
up.
3.
All right, here we go.
And when they do
All right, now,
hitch
look at
here we go. Guys who play on the
Leopard.
inside, those inside linebackers, they're just roaming here.
On play action, they'll throw.
Check.
Coleman has it here right side. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Oh, yeah.
Time for a break. We're back to crown a champion after this. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down.
Set. Hut.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Double tight. Even. 4 down. Even.
Hurry up, here we go. 319.
Use the mic.
319.
Know your job.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. And this offense on third down today, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Odd. 5
Now
down,
let's go.
5 down. Stand up there.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Two tights. Odd. 5 down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Hey, alert. Mike's 50. Watch the curl.
It's all over. Just one is left standing, and that one is the Baltimore Ravens, your Super Bowl champions. For the victors, getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. The accomplishment, forever.